Hello, future doctors. Welcome to this exciting session on biology for NEET Class 11. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating topic, phloem transport. We'll explore how plants distribute their vital food resources. We'll start with the basics, then move through easy, medium, hard, and finally, the hardest levels, preparing you thoroughly for your competitive exams. Get ready to unravel the secrets of plant nutrition. Let's begin our journey by understanding the fundamentals of how plants move their food around. It's simpler than you might think. First, what exactly is phloem? Imagine it as the plant's very own food delivery system. Just as our bodies have blood vessels to transport nutrients, plants have phloem to move the sugars they make. These sugars, produced during photosynthesis in the leaves, are essential energy sources. Phloem ensures these sugars reach every part of the plant, from the growing tips to the roots, where they're needed for growth or storage. So, in essence, phloem is the vascular tissue that translocates organic solutes. Now, let's look at what phloem is made of. It's a complex tissue with several types of cells working together. The main channels for food transport are called sieve tubes. These are like long, hollow pipes, arranged end-to-end. They have special perforated walls, called sieve plates, which allow the sugary sap to flow through. Alongside these sieve tubes are companion cells. These are vital helpers, providing metabolic support and assisting in loading and unloading sugars into and out of the sieve tubes. Phloem also contains parenchyma cells for storage and fibers for support. Time for some quick checks. Here are 3 practice questions to test your understanding of the easy concepts. Pause the video, answer them, and then continue to check your responses. This will help solidify your foundational knowledge before we move to the next level. Great job with the basics. Now, let's peel back another layer and understand the how behind phloem transport. Get ready for some deeper insights. Plants are amazing factories, creating their own food through photosynthesis, mainly in their leaves. But this energy isn't just for the leaves, it needs to reach every single cell for growth, repair, and storage. Think about a growing fruit or a deep root system, they can't photosynthesize. This is where phloem steps in, acting as the plant's internal distribution network, ensuring sugars, primarily sucrose, are efficiently transported from where they're made to where they're needed. This necessity underpins the entire mechanism of phloem transport. Let's revisit the phloem structure with a bit more detail. Sieve tube elements, the main conduits, are unique. They are living cells but mature without a nucleus, ribosomes, or a large central vacuole, which minimizes resistance to the flow of sap. Their end walls, the sieve plates, are crucial, containing pores that facilitate the passage. Closely associated are companion cells, which are metabolically active and essential for the loading and unloading of sugars. These cells are connected to sieve tubes via plasmodesmata, forming a functional unit. The most widely accepted explanation for how phloem transport works is the pressure flow hypothesis, also known as the mass flow hypothesis. It's quite ingenious. At the source, like a leaf, sugars are actively loaded into the sieve tubes. This increases the sugar concentration, drawing water from the adjacent xylem by osmosis. This influx of water builds up high turgor pressure. This pressure then pushes the sugary sap along the sieve tubes towards areas of lower pressure, called sinks, like roots or fruits. At the sink, sugars are unloaded, reducing the concentration and pressure, and water moves back to the xylem, maintaining the flow. Alright, it's time to consolidate your understanding of the medium-level concepts. Here are 5 practice questions. Take your time, think through the pressure flow hypothesis, and recall the functions of the different phloem components. This will reinforce your learning before we tackle more advanced topics. Ready to dive even deeper? The hard level will challenge your analytical skills and connect concepts for a more comprehensive understanding of phloem transport. Phloem isn't just a simple tube, it's a dynamic, living superhighway. Unlike the xylem, which primarily moves water and minerals upwards in a largely passive, unidirectional flow, phloem transports organic solutes, mainly sucrose, in a bidirectional manner. The direction can change based on the plant's needs. For instance, in spring, roots might act as a source, sending stored sugars to developing buds, while in summer, leaves become the primary source, sending sugars to roots and fruits. This adaptability highlights the complexity and efficiency of phloem's role in resource allocation. Let's explicitly compare phloem and xylem transport to highlight their distinct roles and mechanisms. While both are vascular tissues essential for plant survival, their functions, the substances they transport, the driving forces, and even the nature of their conducting cells are fundamentally different. Understanding these contrasts is crucial for a complete picture of plant physiology. This table summarizes the key differences from the substances transported to the energy requirements and the direction of flow. Now, let's elaborate on the pressure flow hypothesis, focusing on the active processes. Phloem loading at the source is not passive diffusion, it often involves active transport. Sucrose is moved from mesophyll cells into companion cells and then into sieve tubes, often against a concentration gradient. This active loading typically involves proton pumps that create an electrochemical gradient, which then drives sucrose-proton cotransport. This concentrated sugar within the sieve tubes is what primarily drives the osmotic water movement from the xylem, establishing the high turgor pressure at the source, which is the engine for mass flow. Unloading at the sink can also be active or passive, depending on the sink's metabolic needs. You've tackled some complex ideas. Now, test your grasp of these advanced concepts with 7 practice questions. These questions require a deeper understanding of the mechanisms and comparisons we've discussed. Analyze each option carefully and choose the best answer. Good luck! Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll explore the intricate details, competitive insights, and cutting-edge understanding of phloem transport. Prepare for a truly in-depth exploration. The study of phloem transport has a rich history, with the pressure flow hypothesis, first proposed by Ernst Munch in 1930, standing as a cornerstone. While initially theoretical, decades of research have provided substantial experimental evidence. Understanding phloem isn't just about moving sugars, it's about comprehending the plant's entire resource allocation strategy, which directly impacts growth, yield, and survival. The efficiency of this system is a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement, allowing plants to thrive in diverse environments by effectively managing their energy budget. Let's delve into the engineering marvel of phloem at a cellular level. The unique anatomy of sieve tube elements, being anucleate and having perforated sieve plates, minimizes resistance to flow. The P proteins, or phloem proteins, are fascinating components, as they can rapidly aggregate to form a plug, sealing off damaged sieve tubes and preventing uncontrolled sap loss, a crucial survival mechanism. The distinct types of companion cells, like transfer cells with their extensive cell wall invaginations, highlight specialized adaptations for enhancing active transport across membranes, optimizing the loading and unloading efficiency, which is vital for maintaining the steep pressure gradients required for translocation. The mechanisms of phloem loading are more nuanced than a single pathway. Apoplastic loading, prevalent in many plants, involves sugars moving through the cell walls before active transport into the phloem, often utilizing sucrose proton sympauters. In contrast, symplastic loading, common in certain tree species, relies entirely on plasmodesmata connections. A sophisticated variant is the polymer trapping mechanism, where sucrose is converted into larger oligosaccharides in intermediary companion cells. These larger molecules cannot diffuse back to the mesophyll, effectively trapping them in the phloem and maintaining the concentration gradient for continued sucrose uptake. This diversity in loading strategies reflects evolutionary adaptations to different plant anatomies and ecological niches. Phloem transport is not a static process, it's highly regulated and influenced by a multitude of internal and external factors. Beyond source and sink strengths, which are critical, environmental cues like light, temperature, and water availability significantly impact the rate and direction of translocation. Plant hormones, such as auxins and gibberellins, play a crucial role in regulating sink development and activity, thereby indirectly modulating phloem flow. Understanding these regulatory networks is vital for optimizing crop yields and for developing strategies to enhance plant productivity in challenging environments. The intricate interplay of these factors underscores the complexity and adaptability of the plant's nutrient distribution system. Challenge yourself with the first set of 5 questions for the hardest level. These questions require critical thinking, detailed recall, and the ability to synthesize information from various aspects of phloem transport. Focus on the nuances of loading mechanisms, experimental evidence, and the roles of specific cell types. Take your time to analyze each option thoroughly. Here are the remaining 5 questions for the hardest level. These questions will push your understanding further, covering regulatory aspects, comparative physiology, and the broader implications of phloem function. Apply all the knowledge you've gained, connecting the dots between structure, mechanism, and influencing factors. Good luck with these challenging problems. And that brings us to the end of our in-depth exploration of phloem transport. We've covered everything from the basics to the most advanced concepts, equipping you with a comprehensive understanding for your NEET exams. For more such engaging and detailed educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep striving for excellence, and we'll see you in the next session.